This Representative Ted Poe, who just this week sent a letter to the director of the CDC suggesting a ban on non-essential travel to and from the affected region. Congressman, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Shannon.
All right, so you said that the top priority for the CDC should be protecting American lives, especially in the midst of this kind of outbreak. Do you think they're accomplishing that goal?
Well, I think they should be more precautious about it, and saying that banning or not allowing people to travel back and forth to West Africa, only common sense would say, would help spread Ebola. So non-essential Americans should not go to West Africa. And I mean by non-essential individuals, medical personnel, maybe so. But certainly West African individuals should not be coming to the United States. You know, when your grandma taught you that you don't get around somebody that's sick, and if you're sick, you don't get around other people. Why don't we use this common sense before it's too late?
All right, so the CDC, the director, Tom Frieden, has said a number of times that there will actually be complications. Things will be made worse if we cut off travel. It sounds like an all-or-nothing proposal, either no in and out, because they say the problem would be not allowing aid and personnel to get there to the countries. Is it an all-or-nothing proposition? Is there a way to more carefully thread the needle?
Well, it is non-essential individuals going to West Africa. So medical personnel, at the discretion of the medical profession in the United States, should, I think, continue to help West Africa stop this Ebola outbreak. But people who are not essential, Americans, should not go to West Africa. But certainly West Africans should not come to the United States. The law provides for this. It's an old law, in fact, and it makes sense, and I think there should be some discretion. But saying we're not banning travel either way, to me, doesn't make any sense at all.
Okay, so today, again, in a press conference just a few moments ago, the director of the CDC talked about the fact that we have sent, I believe he said in the region of 130, 140 very important disease specialists from the CDC down to West Africa to try to help. He says he wants healthcare workers to be motivated by fear, to be so meticulous about what they're doing because they understand the threat. Are you concerned because in your home state there, when this did present to the ER, it was missed the first time around?
Well, the director of the CDC, Dr. Frieden, has said we can stop this in its tracks. Well, it hadn't worked so well so far, and I'm not sure that we will continue to be able to monitor that in the United States if we allow people to come into the United States that have Ebola. So the answer is not let people come and then try to isolate them once they're here. The answer is not to let people come in from infected regions into the United States. That's what it seems like to me, and most of the people I represent think that we should have some form of travel ban and restrictions to and from the infected area.
What do you take for the administration to actually consider that? I mean, we're hoping that this is the one case that this man who's now in critical condition does recover, that none of his contacts have any issues or illness, and that this truly is stopped in this one case in Dallas, and that's it. If it's not, though, what do you think it's going to take for this administration to think that travel bans may actually be something we have to think about?
Well, it seems to me that the administration's been slow-walking this concern of Ebola. They said it wasn't a real problem. Now they say it is a problem. I think more members of Congress, really the American public, need to put pressure on the CDC director and the president to just implement this travel ban. It's following current law. Even other members of Congress in the other party, Representative Grayson, called on this travel ban 60 days ago. If we would have implemented the travel ban when he suggested it, we may not even have the one individual, Duncan, in the United States. More pressure from both sides of the aisle and just the American public. Let's implement this common sense idea.
Well, we'll keep tracking it, as we know you will. Congressman, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you, Shannon.